Good day, this is Dr. Nick coming to you from the future of leadership. And today I would like to share one insight that I recently unearthed when I was doing a personal branding workshop to a group of executives. And one of them, who's known me for a long time, approached me afterwards and said, because I was talking about how to reinvent yourself, he said, "You're the one guy that I know keeps reinventing myself." And it's quite true. Looking back over the last 15 years of my career, I've been reinventing myself about 5 times. However, I know exactly, and this is really what this video is all about, I know exactly what it feels like to get stuck in a comfort zone. And when I reflected on my journey over the last 15 years, I came across 3 key areas, key strategies, how to get out of your comfort zone and reinvent yourself. Now, today, everybody is telling you that you have to get out of your comfort zone as if it was that easy. And I have to bust the big myth here, because it does not just take willpower and discipline. In fact, willpower and discipline never works in changing your life, in taking a different direction, and especially getting out of your comfort zone. Because as you will see, there are good reasons why we get into a comfort zone and good reasons why we stick to a comfort zone. In fact, why we hold on sometimes for dear life. So today I'm going to share with you 3 key components of getting out of the comfort zone. First of all, why do we always drop into a comfort zone? Why is life always about dropping into a comfort zone? Secondly, why is it so hard to get out of that comfort zone? And why do we keep sticking around for so long? And thirdly, how can you identify the time when you have to exit your comfort zone? How can you identify those signs that tell you it is the time now to exit? So let us start with why. The first question, why do we keep dropping into this comfort zone? And the simple answer to that is one word. It's a human condition of homeostasis, a Greek word which literally means staying the same. Because human evolution has conditioned us, has conditioned our body and mind to stay the same. So when we were still farmers and hunters and the food supply was insecure and unpredictable, once we had food, we would obviously eat as much as we can, and that way our body would achieve some sort of equilibrium that it would try very hard to maintain. For example, in Germany after the war, that's why people kept overeating and kept getting obese, because they were conditioned to have as much food as possible when food was around, because of the shortages experienced during the war. That's why sometimes it's so hard to lose weight, because your body is conditioned to keep the same, and our mind works very much the same. Our mind does not want to exert too much energy on the peripherals. So once you have dropped into a comfort zone, and that might be a job where you've gotten to know your boss, you've gotten to know your team workers, you've gotten to know your customers, it's all working well, and you're basically just maintaining the status quo. You're maintaining your comfort zone, and our mind is really like this laser-seeking missile that seeks this comfort zone to very much protect us. So that's the reason, the key reason why we keep dropping, and it's quite natural for us to keep dropping into a comfort zone. The challenge is really to then getting out and determine when is the right time to get out. So why is it so hard to get out of your comfort zone? And the reason for that is one of the motivators that I shared the other time with you, which is assurance. Now, the need to feel certain about the future, the need for assurance in a relationship, the need for assurance in a job, when you at least get your monthly salary and you're assured that you have enough money to pay for the bills at the end of the month. In fact, one of my good friends in Switzerland lost a lot of money during the dot-com crash. And then, to satisfy his need, because obviously his need for assurance had been shattered, he then bought a number of gold bars, which he kept at home, not at the bank, and every now and then he would go to a safe and touch those gold bars, because they gave him the sense of assurance. Now, in a comfort zone, there's a lot of assurance. If you think about a relationship, also there's always this element of assurance, and that's why it's getting so hard to get out of the comfort zone, because when we step out of the comfort zone, we lose that assurance, and in fact we lose other key motivators. We might lose connection. If you work for a company and all of a sudden you're on your own as an entrepreneur or solopreneur, it can be very lonely. You don't really have connection. You certainly do not have the significance of the corporate office. You do not have maybe the growth opportunities. You might not have the challenge. So all of a sudden there's a void in your life when you leave the comfort zone, and the key is to replace those motivators that you lost. So this is how you need to look at it. You need to establish and analyze which motivators did you lose, are you standing to lose once you step out of your comfort zone. So in a relationship, it's probably assurance, it's definitely connection, it's possibly an element of significance. So how do you replace, and then what are the strategies to replace those missing motivators? Because then you might want to have to go into, for example, online dating. You might have to learn how to master Tinder, how to meet somebody that can help you with re-establishing connection, re-establishing assurance, and re-establishing significance. And then the third big question is all about how do you identify the time when it's right to exit your comfort zone. And that is fairly easy, because you will get a feeling, in fact, it's when this comfort zone has become toxic. So for example, in a relationship, when you start fighting, when there's a lot more drama, in a job, when you start moonlighting because you're not fulfilled. And I hear it so many times from people that work for a company, and they say that, I don't know how to describe it, but I need to move on. I need to do my own thing. I need to branch out. And obviously that's a key motivator of growth. When you hit a ceiling at a job, then it is time to reevaluate, to reassess, and to exit your comfort zone. So there's really two responses when you get to that juncture, when you get the sense that your comfort zone is not serving you anymore, that it's holding you back. The first one is to level up and to renegotiate the dynamics of your comfort zone, whether that's a relationship where you renegotiate the dynamics and you reset literally the expectations and focus on the needs of each other, or refocus on the needs. And secondly is to level out, where it's become clear that the comfort zone cannot be fixed, cannot be renegotiated, and you need to level out. So the key to this is also to remember that your comfort zone many times will hold you back in life. Your comfort zone will stop you from growing, and your comfort zone will stop you from experiencing the key motivator of challenge. So it's going to give you too much assurance and too little challenge. So the key to remember when assessing your comfort zone is you have to turn your comfort zone into a challenge zone. You have to, and it's almost like when you look at life and you take the next step and you hit a plateau, before the next step you have to look how can you transform your comfort zone into a challenge zone, because that is how you can then reinvent your life. And in the next video I'm going to share with you 3 strategies for reinventing your life in the next year.